Ozzy Osbourne's cause of death has now been officially revealed, bringing heartbreaking closure to the end of a legendary era in rock history. According to newly released death certificate documents filed by his daughter Ozzy Osbourne, Ozzy died from an out-of-hospital cardiac arrest caused by an acute myocardial infarction, a severe heart attack. The contributing conditions listed include coronary artery disease and Parkinson's disease with autonomic dysfunction. After years of battling multiple chronic illnesses and enduring a long, painful decline in health, the Prince of Darkness finally succumbed to the very conditions that had haunted his final years. Ozzy Osbourne passed away on 22 July, 2025, at the age of 76, just weeks after performing his emotional farewell concert in his hometown of Birmingham. It was a full-circle moment, a symbolic return to the place where it all began for the godfather of heavy metal. Fans watched in awe as Ozzy, visibly frail and seated on a gothic bat-themed throne, belted out some of his most iconic songs during the Back to the Beginning charity concert at Villa Park. That night, he was joined by fellow legends including Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Tool, and Gojira, all paying tribute to a man who redefined rock music. It was the final chapter of a saga that began more than 5 decades ago, when a working-class boy from Aston transformed into a global phenomenon. His health had been in sharp decline over the past few years. After a devastating fall in 2019 that dislodged metal rods from a previous spinal surgery, Ozzy underwent multiple painful operations, each one eroding his strength and mobility. In 2020, he publicly revealed that he had been diagnosed with a rare genetic form of Parkinson's disease, the Park2 mutation, which caused not only tremors and stiffness but also autonomic dysfunction, a condition affecting unconscious bodily functions like blood pressure and heart rate. He later admitted that living with the disease was a waking nightmare. Combined with emphysema, a result of years of heavy smoking, and coronary artery disease, Ozzy's body was quite literally under siege. On the morning of 22 July, paramedics were dispatched to Ozzy's Buckinghamshire estate after he collapsed in what would be his final cardiac event. Emergency teams, including an air ambulance, worked on him for nearly 2 hours before transporting him to Harefield Hospital. Despite their efforts, he was pronounced dead. The heart attack had struck suddenly and violently, and there was nothing more doctors could do. Sharon, Kelly, Jack, Amy, and Louis were reportedly by his side in his final moments. The Osbourne family released a solemn public statement shortly after. It is with more sadness than mere words can convey that we have to report that our beloved Ozzy Osbourne has passed away this morning. He was with his family and surrounded by love. We ask everyone to respect our family's privacy at this time. The outpouring of grief that followed was staggering. Across the world, fans built shrines, lit candles, and played his music in the streets. Metalheads and music lovers alike gathered outside his childhood home in Birmingham, spray-painting lyrics on the sidewalk and covering the fences with photographs, posters, and flowers. Tributes came pouring in from every corner of the entertainment industry. James Hetfield of Metallica wrote, "Ozzy didn't just open the door for us. He tore down the entire wall." Elton John called him the purest spirit in rock and roll, a true original. Even younger artists who grew up listening to his music, from Post Malone to Billie Eilish, posted emotional messages thanking him for paving the way and inspiring fearlessness in art. On 30 July, 2025, Ozzy's funeral procession took place in Birmingham, the very city that raised him. Tens of thousands of fans lined the streets in a sea of black as the hearse passed by, accompanied by police escorts and a convoy of motorcycles revving in tribute. The private ceremony that followed was attended by his closest family, longtime bandmates, and friends. Sharon was seen clutching a black lace handkerchief, her face stoic but broken, while Kelly and Jack held hands the entire time. A visibly shaken Tony Iommi, the co-founder of Black Sabbath, gave a eulogy where he said, "Ozzy wasn't just a bandmate. He was my brother. And now there's a silence in this world that even music can't fill." In the days following the funeral, fans reflected on Ozzy's enormous legacy, from his early days as the rebellious frontman of Black Sabbath, to his wild solo career that gave us hits like Crazy Train and No More Tears, to his unexpected resurgence as a reality TV dad in The Osbournes, a series that brought heavy metal into family living rooms and redefined celebrity culture. But beneath all the chaos and controversy was a man who defied every odd and lived through everything: addiction, injury, illness, and still found a way to give his fans a farewell performance they'll never forget. The final post on Ozzy's official social media came just a day before his death. It was a simple image of a backstage door with a sign that read, "Back to the Beginning," the final show. No caption, no explanation, just a quiet, knowing nod to a life lived louder than most people could imagine. Ozzy Osbourne's official cause of death, out-of-hospital cardiac arrest due to an acute myocardial infarction, with Parkinson's and coronary artery disease as contributing factors, doesn't tell the full story of the man. He wasn't defined by his ailments, but by how hard he fought them, how powerfully he performed in spite of them, and how deeply he connected with millions. He leaves behind a legacy that will echo through stadiums and speakers for generations. Ozzy Osbourne didn't just make music, he made history. And now, with the bat finally laid to rest, the world bows to the Prince of Darkness one last time. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.